ते वासुदेवाय नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुतिरये। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा. My humble pranams to all the assembled Vaishnavas. Today we are going to just go through the outline of Brihad Bhagavatamrita. This is a novel written by Sanatan Goswami. Actually, Prabhupada and senior Vaishnavas have strictly warned us to not dwell into Goswami's writings directly, and we are not very much qualified to discuss on these books. At many occasions, Prabhupada visibly had been disturbed when he sees or when he came to know that his disciples are reading different books. Many books are there by Goswamis, and when Prabhupada gets to know that somebody is trying to read or somebody is trying to explore these books, Prabhupada was not very happy. Then, towards the end, Prabhupada appointed very specific experts, scholarly devotees to present those books for the Vaishnava community. But once again, Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita and the books given by Prabhupada is enough and more for a devotee to develop Krishna Prema. Just for a variety and just to appreciate the predecessors or the acharyas, we are touching these books. Otherwise, we are really unqualified to touch these books and discuss these books, and this should not be a regular practice also. Like we do Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya, we won't do these kind of books on a regular basis. So this is just like a feast once in a while, and it is not part of our regular sadhana. But in the community, if a devotee is qualified and progressed significantly in bhakti, then they can dwell into those books. Long back, once His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj said, it is better to take permission of spiritual masters to read these books. And Brihad Bhagavatamrita, we showed the dareness because Bhaktivedanta Book Trust approved this book. And this is a novel written by Sanatan Goswami. And there are two portions of this novel. One is a journey of Narada, another one is a journey of a devotee called Gopakumar. This is a novel with a lot of lessons. Our Vaishnava Acharyas and Acharyas from different sampradaya, they had this practice of preaching and explaining philosophy through stories and through imaginary stories and created stories. And Narada Muni is the primary Acharya in this process because Narada Muni created the city of nine gates story. You know, that city Puranjana, the story of Puranjana. So Narada Muni started this sampradaya of creating stories and explaining philosophy. And Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur has taken it up further by giving short stories. Prabhupada also followed this example. Even Lord Krishna follows this example. So here a full-fledged drama is written by Sanatan Goswami. And Sanatan Goswami has connected this with Bhagavatam. That is why this is called Bhagavatamrita. So today we are going to touch only one portion of the novel, that is Narada Muni's journey. We are not going to discuss Gopakumar's journey. And this is, once again, I tell you, this is a topic to be discussed for devotees who are established, not for beginners and not for devotees who are just exploring Krishna consciousness. So, Sanatan Goswami, he is connecting this to Bhagavatam from the, where Shukdev Maharaj gave instructions to Parikshit and Parikshit is going to meditate. He has got a very less moment. In Bhagavatam, there is a famous personality called Katvanga. Katvanga Maharaja once went to have a battle with demons. He was on the side of Devas. And he wanted to help Devas, and there was a Devasura Yuddha. And Katvanga Maharaj went there. And he fought so ferociously, so powerfully, and Devas won the battle. And finally Devas said, Katvanga Raja, please ask some boon. What blessings do you want? You should ask something. We want to bless you. Please ask some blessing. So Katvanga was just a simple man, very simple man. He said, how much more life do I have? How many more years will I live? And the Devas hesitatingly explained, you have very few moments. You are going to die very soon. Kshana. You have very little kshana left over. Immediately, the very moment, Katvanga Maharaja stopped everything. He gave up his family, he gave up his kingdom, he gave us power, he gave up everything at the very same moment, sat down and started completely meditating on the Supreme Lord. And that is called Katvanga moment. We have to live the Katvanga moment. Because somehow we all have this thinking that my japa will become very good one day. Future, my chanting is going to be proper. After few years, my seva, my Krishna bhakti and all will be perfect. I am working for it. And after some time it will be, that future is not going to happen unless we practice it at the right moment, then and there itself, and that's called Katvanga moment. The moment which we live now, the moment which we experience now. We have to connect this with Krishna. That is Katvanga moment. So, this is very important, to be situated properly in Krishna consciousness and connecting ourselves to Krishna every moment, every day, every kshana, and that's Katvanga moment. So, when Parikshit Maharaj came to know that he is going to die at any moment, he started completely meditating on the Lord. He gave up everything, his kingdom, his everything, and that too when he learnt from Shukadev Maharaj, he was not delaying a kshana. And when he was about to begin his meditation, because any moment Takshaka will bite him and he will die. Any death is just waiting in front of him. He doesn't want to spare a moment. He doesn't want to waste a moment. And when he was so deeply prepared, his mother Uttara came. Parikshit's mother Uttara came and said, "My dear son, you were so blessed." Normal mothers means she will be crying, my son is going to die, nobody to protect my son. Normal ladies will do that. Normal parents will do that. But Uttara, she came and said, "My dear son, you are the most blessed one. Because you know the exact time of your death and you can completely focus on Krishna, you are the blessed one." What an answer, she said. But I am so unfortunate, my dear son. I could not listen to what Shukadev Maharaj instructed you. He instructed you for 7 continuous days and nights. And I am so unfortunate that I was not able to take part in it. Because in the discussion of Bhagavatam happened at Sukatal on the bank of Ganga, only sages were there. That picture is there in Srimad Bhagavatam first canto. If you open the first canto and open the inner cover, you can see Shukadev Maharaj instructing to Parikshit, and you won't see one single householder there. All of them are munis, sages, Narada, Vyasa, great powerful sages. You don't see a householder, you don't see children, you don't see women, you don't see, other people. So, Uttara said, "I am unfortunate. I could not hear. Can you reveal those secrets to me? Can you tell me, share that Param Gyan, the topmost knowledge? I too will be benefited." But Parikshit was wondering, how can I narrate the whole thing once again? I don't have that much time. And I don't want to lose time, from thinking Krishna. So immediately, Parikshit put all the messages together and gave a tiny capsule, the fruit of it. And that is Brihad Bhagavatamrita. And this is a novel. This actually didn't happen. This is a novel written by Sanatana Goswami connecting to Bhagavat. He brought that situation and made a novel out of it, a story out of it. So, Parikshit, out of compassion to his mother, his duty towards his mother, he gave this beautiful story, Brihad Bhagavatamrita. And the first portion of the story is the journey of Narad Muni. And one day, Narad Muni, when he was traveling in some portion of earth, he saw a wonderful Brahmana. A Brahmana performing his duty, trying to please Vishnu, feeding brahmanas, feeding beggars,